Yo guys, what's up? This is game number 3 between Happy and Lin. A replay from 3 days ago from the Shushan Sword Cup. A $2,700 cup with all of the best players in the world. Happy and Lin are the number 1 and 2 in the ELO rankings respectively right now. The score between them is 1-1. And Happy has used the Gargoyle Destroyer strategy with Death Knight Lich Alchemist twice. And Lin, under the name of Lian Pia, has been using the Farseer, Shadowhunter and Double Bestiary build. Who will come out on top in this third game? I don't know. But the last couple of series, maybe even more than a couple, Happy has been winning. Though by very small margins. 3-2, 2-1. So they're very, very evenly matched. In fact, there have been some tournaments where everyone is going to the final map. All kinds of different matchups. Which supports my video. Warcraft 3 balance has been in the best state it has ever been from a couple of weeks ago. And I think it's true. Happy goes with an early Acolyte Scout. Unlike previous versions of Twisted Meadows, the current tournament version of Twisted Meadows has a forced cross-map spawn. So if you start bottom left, even though there are 4 starting locations, your opponent will always be across the map. That is why this Acolyte is so clever about knowing where to go. Let's see, Happy makes his Ziggurat at 15 population. Ah, I've been making my Ziggurat at 17 population as undead. Then I get my 3rd and 4th ghoul quicker, but my 5th and 6th are slower. Maybe Happy's opening makes more sense. Let me see. Usually when my Death Knight comes out, I'm at 140 lumber. So Happy will be at 120 instead? Yeah, exactly 120 in fact. Almost as if by design, or maybe it is. Maybe he's counting the chops. So his 5th ghoul is faster. So he has a little bit less lumber when the Death Knight comes out, but he's not using it yet anyway. But then he's going to get more lumber afterwards. It's probably better. One wolf is chasing the Acolyte. If you just send wolf to chase Acolyte, it doesn't always kill it. But if you micro the wolf, you can cut off some of the backswing of the wolf. And you can actually close the gap. Though this requires a level of micromanagement. He did it here. You can see he did it here. He's doing it. He's doing it. He didn't want the Acolyte to move into the creep camps. He started taking personal control of that wolf. And he steals the Null Warden level 3 as well. Lin's early game is paying off dividends. Very nice. Forcing a Death Coil there as well. And now he's doing the Psych Out on the Brute. Happy protects the Brute and does not give it away like he did with the Warden. He's gonna feel forced to do another coil on a Ghoul here. Just off the back of a couple of Farseer auto attacks. Who still has very much mana and very much health. I'm gonna give the early game so far to Lin. Even though Farseer doesn't feel like he can achieve much against Death Knight. That is only if you use the metric of how many units did you kill. Recently, probably 3 days ago, somebody asked me, Lin's Farseer Harass never does anything against Happy, but why does he insist on keep doing it? And I came up with a bit of an answer there, but I said it does do something because he is creeping slower. Had Farseer not been there, then Happy would have crept faster, more efficiently, preserving more health, preserving more mana, and he would elect to take bigger camps than the ones he's taking. The Farseer only doesn't achieve anything if you count his success in number of dead ghouls and acolytes, which there are none, though in this game even there is one. Had Lin's Farseer never come, Happy would creep 1 camp, whichever he takes, and then he would take like this troll level 6 or something. He's like, oh, you don't want to be here? You're creeping your Farseer to level 1.5? Don't mind if I take DK 3. Now DK only has 85 mana. Looks like I'm gonna be double bestiarying as well, guys. Even though a week ago I said I'll never freaking make Wind Riders ever again. Though I broke that vow the very next day, as I knew I would. When I beat Starbuck with Wind Riders. on Tide Hunters.
Forces are under attack.
Very annoying, very annoying. I have a problem. Wind Riders are my gambling. I say I'll never do it again, but then the rush of air through my hair as I ride on the Wyvern cannot be denied. The rush of air. Flying XP tomes are so exhilarating. Wind Riders are Grubby's XGF. Yeah. We don't like each other. They don't like to be used by me. I don't like to use them. But we know how to press all of each other's buttons. And in a small moment, it feels so good. But then, when everything blows up, I feel guilty as hell that I did it again. And you never win that game. But Lynn is winning that game with my XGF. Is there a unit in a game you never make? Never? No. I have made it my living to do stupid things in Warcraft 3. I used to have to do smart things, and now, as a YouTuber, I can also do stupid things and still win. So I make everything. Which is nice. Have I ever not made anything? No, I make everything. YouTuber dance game. What? What do you mean? It's like the most important job in the world. Provide entertainment. In a sometimes not very entertaining world. I don't think he's gonna sell Lionhorn of Stormwind. I've just got an idea. Ring of the Archmagi, sure. But Lionhorn of Stormwind is 1 armor, which is half an upgrade. And he's getting an upgrade for armor every game so far. 1 attack upgrade, 2 attack upgrade, 1 armor. He's gonna keep the devotion aura. Though it does sell for an insane amount of gold. Used to sell for 200, now sells for 260 or 240? What's 60% of 400? I'm not gonna open the calculator. Damn it, why does Warcraft auto pause when you tab out? 240. 240 gold. It's quite a lot, but it's less than 1 Wind Rider. Would you sell a devotion to almost get a Wind Rider? Well, at least devotion aura doesn't give XP. But it counters acid bomb. Right? Any armor helps counter acid bomb. Dota players mostly know this, but not everyone that plays Warcraft 3 may think about this every day. About what I'm about to say. Even as I'm not saying it yet, therefore making this whole discussion line and tangent more and more unclear by every second that passes where I don't say the thing I'm about to say, which Dota players know quite well, but Warcraft 3 players may not think about every day while they're showering or walking home from work. But is it better to add armor to someone that has lots of armor? Or is it better to add armor to someone that has very little armor? And is it better to counter anti-armor with armor? Or is it better to counter armor with anti-armor? It is in fact better to counter anti-armor with armor. The closer to 0 armor is, whether it's -1 or +1, the more any armor modification matters. Even though the amount of effective health per armor point is linear and neither regressive nor progressive,
A player's forces are under
armor
attack.
stacking has diminishing returns regardless. And so when someone goes for anti-armor with Orb of Corruption and Acid Bomb, it could never be more worth to retain things that give you armor. Namely, Devotion and armor upgrades. Sir, this is a McDonald's. Okay, I'll take a Big Mac then and 1 armor upgrade. Yo, he kills the Lich with a Hex. Happy was flying a little too close to the sun. Hex destroyed. He's level 331 against 3-1. He's level 3-3, yeah? Against 3-1-1. This is why Happy couldn't do the same thing he did before. He also hasn't traded away some ghouls yet in a marginal fight. And also just has really good levels, right? So he's doing a lot of damage, a lot of Hex. I don't think he has Hex level 2 though, does he? Surely he has Healing Wave level 2 and not Hex. Like that's not the reason he killed the Lich, right? And then the double bat explosion. Yeah, it's not diminishing returns exactly. That is literally not true indeed. Do 30,500. But it is a redundancy. Yeah, it is not technically diminishing returns, extra armor. Well, depending on how you see it. Every 2 armor gives 12% effective health. And that's true for the first 2 and the last 2. However, if you add 12% effective health on the base health, if you add that to someone that already has 10 armor, you are not adding 12% total effective health. You are adding 12% on the base. But they already had bonus effective health from the extra points of armor, so they are not becoming 12% more survivable. At that moment, they may only become 9% more survivable because they were already at a higher health count. Plus, armor can get circumvented via magic damage. And so you can't say that someone with 2 armor and 1000 health definitely has 1120 EHP because magic bypasses it. Arithmetically linear, geometrically not. Is that how to say it? God, there's so many smart people in gaming. I just love it when these 12-letter words get used. Makes me feel like I'm in the presence of greats. So he's attacking Destroyer. There are no gargoyles right now. Which makes this fight a whole lot harder for Happy. But as a rule in general, people do like early fights against Wind Riders. It's not easy, and I don't think Happy is winning. But it's usually better to fight early to trade some units against each other, rather than waiting until some critical mass. This is what has been true traditionally, usually. He has Nova and 2 mana, 4 mana. That's so sick. If he had Nova again, that Lich actually gets 2 kills with Nova. You can see how Happy is staying in the game, even though he's 29 population against 50. There's 2-1 attack upgrade, armor upgrade against 0-0. There's level 4-3 against 3-1-1. There's 2 heroes alive against 2 dead. Lin is so obscenely far ahead. He just had really good flow this game. But Happy is not leaving because he's a freaking tryhard. His discipline in giving his all in games, to me, is admirable. I don't have his level of consistency. Never did. If I feel like a game is kind of easy, I try a little bit less hard. He would murder. He would metaphorically murder. Let's be clear here. In the game, with full effort at playing at high level, his nephew. He would. I don't think he would ever let someone win. Like he will never be like, it's my nephew. He's 7. Like no, I don't think he knows what it's like to go easy, which is good. Like he has the perfect competitor mindset. Looks like there's going to be a tiny Great Hole expansion. Lin would normally not dare to do this, but he knows how big his lead is. Normally a 50 pop tiny Great Hole gets punished pretty hard by Happy. He sniffs those out, attacks before they become useful. But Lin knows he's very far ahead. And so he's starting to add 1 Raider and a Wind Rider. That's the tiny Great Hole. 5 peons are coming in. And what are the upgrades like? Still 2-1. Nice. The hero level difference is insane. It's everything together, right? Everything comes down to those early moments. A level 1 Farseer doesn't have a hope to kill a ghoul. In theory, you have no hope to kill a ghoul. It should not happen. But he stole the level 3. He killed the Acolyte with the micro on the wolf, the stutter step micro, right? If he had just right-clicked it and left, that Acolyte would have suicided instead of getting the kill. So that's 25 XP. Then he stole 48 XP here, which is a 96 XP swing. Now you steal 46, you get it, they don't get it. 96 XP swing. Creep steal is so valuable. Forced 3 coils, and then kill the ghoul. These are all advantages that you may not necessarily ever hope to get. You may not expect to get. They may not be part of the statistical likelihood of getting. But he got them. And then Happy should have probably thought slightly more conservatively. But he used the same thinking he did in the other game that got him the win. Spamming Nova, Acid Bomb. But this time he's level 1-1 against level 3-3. He should have probably adjusted. And I say this without any pressions. Right? With the benefit of hindsight. He should have probably consolidated his strength a little bit on his own side of the map and slightly delay the fight. When we speak of power spikes on heroes, the most relevant one in the game is your level 3. A level 1 hero against no hero does less than a level 3 hero against a level 1 or 2. Of course, level 5 is nice. You know what? I would prefer level 10 hero. That's the biggest... That's the biggest hero you can have. No, but... It is a combination of a hero having it within accessible reach, level 3. It comes out pretty early. And then it has suddenly got a level 2 ability that costs the same mana as a level 1 ability generally. But now has about double power. When you go to level 3 ability, it has 50% more power than a level 2 ability, usually. You Stormbolt level 1, 100 damage. Stormbolt level 2, 200. Stormbolt level 3, 310. So the biggest power spike in the game that's also coming out really early and is really accessible is your level 2 ability. So fighting into someone's double level 3 when you're not yet, usually an anti-timing. You've got a power deficit. They want to use their 3-3 as they get it. Anyway, Lin, amazing setup. He has 3 workers on lumber. Upgrades, 2-1. Undead upgrades. 1 armor by now. He's getting 2nd armor. It's just about finishing. And Happy is making use of the map's size to play with a level of unhurriedness that would put to shame the slowest girlfriend when going out on a night out. He knows that the orc has 80 or an 80 plus population. He knows that he's very behind, but he stayed on 50 pop to save up and marshal a bit of extra resources regardless. And is now going double crypt gargoyles with a 70 pop capability. So he has chosen his timing. He could aim for 50, he could aim for 60, 70, 80. If he aims for 80, he will face a 1000 gold bank with a 100 pop army from Orc. He decided to hit a little earlier and try to get a 60, maybe 62 population army. There's a gargoyle coming in from below. Coil Nova kills Bat Rider. He acid bombs the other 2 bats. Alchemist has no invulnerability. That's a lot of Bat Rider explosions. Every single Wind Rider is focusing the Alchemist. He has promptly clicked Alchemist, saw there's no invul potion, and yet Lich gave it. So many destroyers have gone down. Both Alchemist and Lich are dropping low. He was afraid of getting hexed on his Death Knight, so he coils the Lich when it's at 80%. But even as he TPs his Alchemist, the DK goes down. There's too much damage. 3 attack upgrades with True Shot aura and Devotion aura. These are 4 attack upgrades, 1.5 armor upgrades, essentially, when you count the auras. That is insane. It's actually more than 4 attack upgrades because... Well, actually not. Yeah, it's about 4. It's about 4 attack upgrades with True Shot. Expo running. Looks like Lin is going to win this, thanks to his very good early game. His strategy has real potential. I now no longer think that Wind Riders are unplayable against Undead. But he won this one off the back of really good early game. As opposed to the game 2 where he had relatively weak early game. And Happy had a pretty good one. Very impressive. Whiffs are back on the menu. I look forward to losing with them in ladder and then forswearing to never make them again. GG. See you next.